Hello everyone, my name is Miniseti. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about what is perception, perceptual process, and what are the factors that affect our perception. So what is perception? Perception is a process by which we take information, or we can say that perception is a process by which we take input from our environment by using our senses. Then we organize this information in our mind, or we can say that then we analyze this information in our mind, and finally we give it meaning, or we can say that finally we make our perception on given information. Now we understand perception with the help of this example. Suppose you go in mobile shop and here you see so many mobiles like Nokia, Samsung and Apple. These mobiles are your information, or we can say that these mobiles are your input from environment, and you will receive this information by using your senses. For example, you will see, touch and hear sound qualities of mobile. Then you organize this information in your mind, or we can say that then you analyze this information in your mind based on their price, quality, feature, your knowledge and experience. And finally you give it one meaning, or we can say that finally you make your perception which particular mobile is good for you. So we can say that perception is the process by which we take information from environment by using our senses. Then we organize this information in our mind, and finally we give it meaning, or we can say that finally we make perception on given information. Now we are going to talk about perceptual process. Perception process basically have three stages: selection, organization and interpretation. One by one we discuss about each stage. First step of perception process is selection. Selection of stimuli. Stimuli means our input, or we can say that our information from environment. It can any event, situation or object. And we are not going to select each and every stimuli because this is not possible for our brain. How can it possible we will select each and every situation or object in our environment? We will only select stimuli which attract our attention. For example, you are a girl and you go to market, you are not going to select each and everything. You will only select things which you have interest. For example, you will select girls' top, girls' footwear and girls' kurtis. Second step of perception process is organization. Now you are organizing all information in your mind. Means now you sort and categorize your information based on proximity, similarity and design, so that you can give it one meaning. For example, you select some girls' footwear. Now you are analyzing in your mind which design, which color and which quality is good. Last step of perceptual process is interpretation. Interpretation means now you will give meaning to given information. Now you will give meaning to given information. For example, now you make your perception which particular footwear is good and which is not good, and what should you buy and what should you not buy. Now we are going to talk about factors affecting perception. Perception mainly include three things: perceiver, target and situation. Perceiver means who is perceiving. Target means whom we are perceiving. Situation means what is happening during perceptual process. So one by one we will discuss what are the perceiver factors that affect our perception, what are the target factors that affect our perception, and what are the situational factors that affect our perception. Firstly, we are going to talk about perceivers factors that affect our perception. First factor is attitude. Our perception is affected by our attitude. For example, if I have positive attitude, then I will perceive things in positive way. On the other hand, if my attitude is negative, then I will perceive things in negative way. Next factor is motive. Our perception also affected by our motives. For example, during this time period, I am feeling very hungry and my main motive is eating food. That's why I will only perceive food images, food smell and food restaurant. Next factor is emotion. Our perception also affected by our emotions. For example, an angry person have a different perception as compared to cool and calm person. Next factor is interest. Our perception also affected by our interest. For example, if someone is not interested in reading books, then how can he perceive books in market? Last factor is expectation. Our perception also affected by our expectation, because we see things what we expect to see. Now we are going to talk about targets factors that affect perception. First factor is novelty. Novelty means new and different things are more likely to perceive as compared to old and same things in past. New and different things are more likely to perceive as compared to same and old things in past. Second factor is motion, sound and sight. Our perception also affected by motion, sound and size of target. For example, big things and loud noise are more likely to perceive as compared to small things and light noise. Next factor is proximity. Our perception also affected by proximity. Proximity means objects that are close to each other, we perceive them same. For example, these dots are close to each other. We are not going to perceive each and every dot individually. We will perceive all dots same as a part of group. Now we are going to talk about situational factors that affect our perception. First factor is time. Our perception also affected by time. For example, old news are less likely to perceive than latest news. Second factor is work setting. Our perception also affected by work setting. For example, stressful work environment can distort our perception. Next factor is social setting. Our perception also affected by social setting. For example, male student wearing earrings will not be noticed in disco, but it will be noticed in classroom. So this is all about meaning of perception, perceptual process, and what are the factors that affecting our perception. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye, take care.